Back home this week against the Tigers, how do you prepare?
Look, today's about the review of Penrith game. So there's some stuff there that we need to address from the weekend. There's some good stuff to look at. I think the key to this week is not, starting too early. We'll start to look at the Tigers tomorrow. Make sure that the boys are full of beans and they've got energy in their legs, because we know West Tigers will move the ball a lot. They'll move us around with offloads and shifts. So we'll start that prep tomorrow. Today's about a little bit more about recovery and some acknowledgements of how we performed against Penrith.
Yeah, what was the sentiment like after that game? Obviously, you mentioned a lot of those positives.
Yeah, it did. It was a funny one for the boys. Actually, it wasn't as positive after the game as they probably thought was coming. And it hasn't changed for me watching the game back. I was really proud of them. Number one, I was really proud of the effort. It's a hard place to go and win a footy game. They're a quality outfit. But our discipline really let us down, okay? And, if we want to make something of this season, we need to address it. So we don't shy away from the things that we need to be better at. But at the same time, there was some good stuff.
How do you address that discipline in the week leading up to the game?
Well, the first thing is, getting some accountability from individuals. Sometimes it's about training. If it's discipline with the ball, you can get that in your training. Ours was just, a lot of ours were high shots and stuff like that. So I don't think that needs, mass training drills. It just needs to be some acknowledgements that we need to be mindful of it. You're not going to eradicate every penalty, but you can't go to Penrith and give 7-yardage penalties and piggyback them down the field, not when they've got, guys that they've got in their team. As I said, it's a hard place to go and win without doing that stuff. The flip side is, that was probably what made me so proud, to be still in the game and push that side all the way to the wire, having given away that amount of ill discipline. There's some good parts to our game still.
And how's Jacob?
Yeah, I just saw him down there then. He's still on the crutches, so it'll be a week-to-week proposition. It's fairly significant injury. The disappointing thing is there's no telltale signs, nothing leading up to the week, nothing on game day, and it was the last thing he did in warm-up and it just went. So, that's disappointing. But look, same as what we've been with Bradman, we'll deal with it. We've got to move on quickly and, hopefully those guys, we can stay in this competition for as long as we can and we may see them back.
Can you tell me a little bit about Phoenix and where you see him lining up on the weekend?
He'll play in the halves again. Yeah, I don't want to, I've made enough changes there. I think he done enough for me on the weekend to show that he'll only be better for the run. He didn't look out of place out there at all, and I thought the team looked fairly energetic with him there, so he'll stay there.
How much of an adjustment is that for him, switching back to the half?
No, not really, because we do get training reps over the summer. Him being a utility, he's played 13 and 9. His 13 role is not dissimilar to the halfback role in attack in our framework. So, but he's got a lot of years under his belt being a half as well. He's got a sound kicking game. He's tough. He's got all the ingredients that you want. So, no, he takes it in his stride.
What about Jackson? Did you see his New South Wales stuff?
Yeah, I saw parts of it. We don't get there early enough. I've watched a little bit of it last night. He'll do a review over the next couple of days. So, I thought he had some good moments. There's some stuff there that he'll want to be better at naturally. I know what Jacko's like. He'll be very diligent and critiquing his performance. So, but I haven't sat with him yet. They're on their way in now.
Playing him at lock at that level, is that something you thought about before? He's obviously done it at other clubs.
Yeah, giving it some thought. Obviously, when he was at the Tigers, his numbers looked quite good when he played there at 13. It's just another chance to get him in the team, and it's not something that he shied away from either, which is a good sign.
You see that as a potential path for him back into the NRL?
Potentially, yeah. I don't have anything hard and anything fixed at the moment.
Do you expect any changes in the team 17 this week?
Only with I think Brody will come back in, or we'll retain Tommy Cant. One of those two will come back in for Jacob. But other than that, I think we've got a pretty healthy squad.
Thomas Cant had a solid game.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was 18th man, but that late call-up, he really took on the challenge.
He did. He was great. He was energetic through there. He got good leg speed, Tom. I think You know, it's funny to say. I think the preparation probably helped him. He didn't overthink anything. He just got out there and yeah, he done a good job. That's it. That's good clubman that's gone and played some time in Cup. And there's so many weeks where they don't get on. You can get caught in that, and he didn't. He came out and contributed really well.
Obviously, out of that game, you said there was a lot of positives, but I guess towards the end of the game, the team just couldn't ice those end of sets of 6. You know,
Yep.
they were close, very close to the line.
Yep.
How do you address that? Is it practicing, your end of set options? What
Yep.
do you do about that this week?
They practice them every week. That's something that our halves are always doing. Yeah, look, the key for me is that I'm not down in the dumps with them boys. They especially Tyson Gamble. Like, we don't want to forget the 40-20 and all the competitive stuff that he gave us in the game. He done a lot of good things, and we're probably not in the position we are at the back end of the game without him. So it's important that I acknowledge that with him, especially when I can tell he can carry a divot, Tyson, which makes him the player that I love. But he'll rise above it. That sometimes you've got to feel those, I guess you call them mistakes or setbacks in a game to grow, and he will. He'll bounce back. He's used to it.
When it comes to the Toggers, you said, they're going to throw the ball around. They've got nothing to lose. They can't make the finals, so you can't underestimate them. They'll throw everything at you.
Yeah, look, I thought they did that against us last time. I think if you looked at Manly game, ever since Parramatta, we've had teams that have shifted a lot. I think it was 47 or something from Penrith on the weekend. So they're moving the ball to our edges a lot. And I think that's probably suits the Tigers anyway. So that's how we'll be preparing. I don't think it'll necessarily go through the middle. They'll look to be expansive, and we need to make sure that our defence is nice and pressuring, because sometimes that can work negatively.
I know you'll probably say you're only taking it week by week, but do you at this point discuss that it is do or die?
Yeah, to be honest, I think it's time. I think handling the weight of expectation is important. You've only got to look at the flavour at the moment is the Olympics. So there's a fair bit of expectation. A lot of work goes into it. So I don't want to be too contradictory, because I do normally sit in here and say, just get this week right, get the process right, and don't have anxiety around the result. But at the same time, grown men, they're professionals, and they understand that we need to win this week. There's no sugarcoating it.